So today we're going to talk about neutralization reactions and titration. And you'll also watch a couple videos about titration because that'll help explain it a little bit better. Neutralization reactions, though, are where we have an acid reacting with a base and it produces water and salt. So our example here is going to be hydrobromic acid, and it's going to react with potassium hydroxide. We know this is an acid because it starts with an H. We know this is a base because it has OH at the end. And so the H and the OH are going to make water, H2O. And then the other parts that not H or OH are going to come together to make the salt. So we've got bromide here and we've got potassium. Potassium is the positive ion, so it's going to be listed first. It has a +1 charge, and bromide has a -1 charge. So they balance each other and just make KBr. And this is called a salt because it's an ionic compound that dissolves in water. So those are always called salts, even if it's not table salt. So all neutralization reactions will do this. You do have to sometimes look for if you have more than one hydrogen or more than one hydroxide, then you might have to balance the chemical reaction and do a little bit more work. But usually it's just this easy. You take the hydrogen and the hydroxide to make water, and then the other ions combine to make the salt. Now, a titration is a controlled addition and measurement of a solution of known concentration required to react completely with a measured amount of solution of unknown concentration. And this chemists use a lot. Titration is a very, very important experimental method that we use. So we add just enough of acid or base in order to neutralize the opposite one. So maybe you have acid down here in the flask and a base up here in the burette, and you add just enough to neutralize it. The color changes because there's an indicator that's added to this. And this one that turns that slight color pink is phenolphthalein. So the end point is when you see the color change, and the equivalence point is when the moles of acid equal the moles of base. And so we can end up doing a calculation in order to figure that, and you'll see that in the next video.